Okay. Yes, there you go. Okay, good evening once again. Now, my name is Juliet C. Revita, the Communications Officer of Beamscape IT Solutions, and I will be your host for today. Okay, allow me to admit first other participants. So, how is everyone? I hope you are all having a great day today. Now, I can also see familiar faces. May mga nag-attend na din po dito sa first and second BIM natin past months. All right, now I hope that you are having a great weekend and are as excited as we are for today's webinar. But before that, let us first seek guidance from the Lord through this prayer. Okay? Mm-hmm. A while. Okay. There you go. Well, anyway, let's now go here and let's talk about the house rules. Now, everyone, I would like to remind you to please keep your microphones on mute during the presentation to avoid any background noise. And you'll find the mute button at the bottom of your screen. Now, number two, if you'd like to speak or ask a question verbally, please use the raise hand feature and we will call you
Okay.
during the open forum. So, Ren, I think you're not on mute po. Thank you very much. Okay, number three. Now, if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the chat box and we'll try to address many questions as possible. And the fourth one, we encourage you to participate actively because your input is valuable for us. Okay, for the fifth one, please note that this webinar is being recorded. Now, if you miss any part of the presentation or want to revisit the content later, the recording will be sent via email. Kaya make sure that you input the correct email. And also after the webinar series, here a moment. After the webinar, we will send out an evaluation form. Now, please take a moment to share your thoughts with us. So after completing the feedback form, you will automatically receive your certificate of participation. Okay? Now, let's go. Is this clear, everyone? Clear po ba yung house rules natin? Yes. Okay. I'll wait a moment. All right. Now for the program flow, we have here the preliminaries to be followed by the introduction to BM Cloud, and then followed by the demo, open forum, and then we will have the closing. Unfortunately, due to technical error, we will have like a different topic for today. Perhaps later, Sir Renato will discuss that one later. Okay? Now, just a brief overview of supposed to be our topic for today. So, as we all know here, BIM Cloud, it is a cloud-based platform designed to streamline collaboration and data management in architecture, engineering, and construction projects. So, it enables teams, moment, okay, admitting all. Okay, there you go, models, drawings, and documents in real time, so resulting in a better coordination among architects and engineers and contractors. So through version control, BIM Cloud keeps track of all changes to ensure. Oh, hello, sir and ma'am. Kindly mute po your microphone, Sir Peter. Yes, there you go. Thank you very much po. Okay. Yes, there you go. So through version control, BIM Cloud keeps track of all changes to ensure that stakeholders always work with the latest information, which reduces errors and design conflicts and enhance security features such as data encryption and access control, safeguard sensitive project information, and cloud accessibility allows team members to contribute from any location with an internet connection. All right, now, if you remember, you filled during the registration, you filled out like a Google form, right? And now I'm going to present to you the result of that survey. Now here, for the field, okay, actually we receive a total of 188 responses. And most of that are from the civil engineering field. Okay, with 45.2%. Okay, where are our civil engineers? Uh-huh. Can I see the hands, please? Yes. Okay, there you go. Okay, a moment, please. Wow, I can see a lot of hands. Thank you very much. And also, we are honored to have a lot of students today. Where are our students? Especially from Pamantasan na lungsod ng Valenzuela. Medyo madami-dami kayo today. Yes, there you go. Hello there. Our future AEC professionals, of course. Okay, now we also have those, okay, students. We also have structural engineers. Where are you? Okay. And also, we also have our architects. Where are our architects? Yes. Can I see the hands, please? Okay. And how about those? Yes. Okay, let me admit first our participants. We also have from the field of maths or mechanical engineers. Where are you? And of course, we also have project management or project managers. Mm-hmm. Yes, okay, there you go. And how about, of course, our BIN specialists and modelers? Where are you? Raise your hand. Mm-hmm. Okay, hello there, Sir Juice Cesar. Yes, okay. Now, here, moment. So, most of those attendees today are most of them have no prior knowledge with 27.1%, and followed by those beginner with 38.8%, and intermediate with those intermediate knowledge to BIM with 22.9%, and advanced those with advanced knowledge of BIM with 8.5%. And last one, we also have a few experts who are here today. Welcome, welcome once again, everyone. Okay, now for those, for the BIM related software, so we asked you about what tools or software do you use related to BIM. Actually, most of you here answered AutoCAD. And it is followed with actually AutoCAD with 48.9%. And it is followed by Autodesk Revit or Revit with 40.4%. And also we have the SketchUp, Bentley, Graphisoft or ArchiCAD, Vectorworks, Architect, Tekla Structure. So those are also other BIM related software. And also, in our survey form, we asked you, what are the challenges that you've encountered in adopting BIM? Okay, so here are your answers actually. Now, I want you to give me a heart or a like reaction if you think this is true for you. Okay? Is that okay? Okay, let's read the first one. So, one of the challenges that most of the BIM professionals encountered in learning BIM is this one. So many users struggle due to the steep learning curve, especially beginners without prior knowledge in BIM. Is this true for all the beginners? Yes? Okay. Even ako, no? Parang, although I am not an AEC professional, but I really find it hard because of the technicalities of the software or the technology. So number two, so users without background in BIM or advanced technical skills find it really challenging. The third one, navigating BIM's various functions, tools, commands can be overwhelming sometimes because of the many, many functions that you need to learn and the tools that you need to learn. So some users also find BIM tools confusing due to unfamiliar commands and shortcuts. So the next one, software and technical issues. So adapting to various software and keeping up with new applications is a frequent challenge. Number two, cost-related issues such as the expense of AEC subscriptions pose a barrier because we know for a fact that it's quite expensive talaga. And number three, BIM often requires powerful computer specs, which can be costly and inaccessible for some. So it really requires yung mga higher na mga specifications na kind of computer or even your laptop. And the fourth one, some users find BIM software interfaces challenging, especially compared to conventional systems. Okay, now for the third one, we have here the collaboration and coordination issues. So collaboration among teammate members, especially when using different BIM-related software, can be difficult. Yes. Ito po yung mga sinagot ninyo during the sa survey form. Also, users often face issues with clash detections and resolving conflicts between model elements. Aside from that, we also have here one of the challenges, setting up a central file or using cloud-based collaborations can be problematic for some users. Okay? And the fourth one, availability of resources and learning materials. So users mention a lack of tutorials or resources that are easy to follow, making self-learning difficult. So actually, that is why we are here. Okay, we want to make information accessible for you for free, of course. We also have like YouTube channel for Sir Ren's YouTube channel where you can also learn about BIM. So the second one, the absence of comprehensive family library for real specs creates additional work. Okay. Now, beginners seek accessible guides or recommendations to understand BIM workflows and best practices. And the last one is, this is also one of the challenges in adopting BIM, especially here in the Philippines. Fifth one, regional and career-related constraints. So in certain regions like the Philippines, BIM adoption is still not widespread, limiting learners and, of course, career opportunities. Now, some users, especially recent graduates, struggle to find jobs in the BIM field. Okay. Beginners and students often feel the lack of hands-on experience with BIM applications. Okay. That's why our students are here now to learn, of course, about BIM. All right. Now, without further ado, of course, I hope that you've learned something from that survey result. Okay, now without further ado, allow me to introduce our speaker for today. So, Sir Ren, he boasts nearly a decade of BIM experience in various build assets and environments and holds a certification as an Autodesk professional for both Revit structure and Revit architecture. He is a BIM consultant, an instructor, and an international BIM trainer. He is also dedicated to advancing and promoting BIM in the Philippines. He recognizes its potential to revolutionize the local construction sector. He also actively promotes BIM adoption through webinars, seminars like this, and industry collaboration. So he endeavors to elevate the standards of the Philippine AEC industry. Now, let's give a virtual clap to our speaker, Mr. Renato V. Rojas Jr. A big round of applause, please. Hello, Sir Ren, please.
Hello, Ma'am Juliet. Thank you for introducing me.
Mhm.
Excited to have this webinar today. So unfortunately, as discussed by Juliet, we have some technical problem in terms with the accessing the cloud. So we have some issues. So as much as I'd like to present it to you, the cloud demo, guys, it won't be possible today. So now, what we're gonna do is, since we have many beginners here that would like to explore Revit, so we'll focus on that area for a moment, since we cannot access the cloud in terms of the files that I have prepared. There's something wrong with it, and unfortunately, we will have some. We'll need extended time to prepare it for you guys, since it is in the cloud. So in any case, if the project is already set up in the cloud, you could access it without a problem. But in terms of preparing it, preparing the files, um, we had some problems since the files is in actual projects, and later on we have problems with regards to access on the projects that I'll be supposed to be um, giving you a demo. So um, with it, I will now discuss a in depth with Revit. So if you have technical aspects, so we have here so many beginners. Let's just take this webinar as a consulting, and
Di ka nag-join dito? Complete mo na seminar.
see.
Yan,
So
yan.
yeah, so for those of beginners, let's make this a forum. So if you want to ask some technicalities in terms of Revit, and you want me to give you an explanation and demo, now is the time. So I think it'd be better for you also, since all many of you have want to learn more in depth about Revit. So here's the time na makapagtanong kayo, and I'll give you a demo on that aspect. If I may, if merong first for now, if merong gustong technicalities na gusto niyang i-demo ko sa Revit, uh, he could message in the chat.
Okay. Hello, ma'am
So
and
for now,
Sir
let's
Ren.
make it as a ano muna, as a forum, since I am eyeing also to have a intimate discussions with you guys, and to share your technical problems in terms of Revit. So doon na lang in terms of kesa naman sa pupunta ko sa ibang topic, no? So ma'am, pwede ko pag-guide kung sino yung gustong first mag-open up ng technical, or gusto nilang makita sa Revit, and
Yes,
I'll
and
dis
okay, during the second BM Kapehan, di ba, parang nagkulang tayo ng time to cater all the questions. Now, it's your time. We will now go directly to the open forum. So in case we have problems in implementing or navigating the BIM software, like for example, the Revit, you may message here or perhaps unmute your microphone if you want answers from Sir Ren. Mhm. Or perhaps, Ren, you could also demo that one na lang. Mhm.
Sure. So I'll start with a demo. Ma'am Julia, can you itemize the item na na-discuss natin para
Mhm.
ano? Sige, so I'll share my screen. Again, if you guys want to discuss items in Revit, technical items in Revit that you want to elaborate, here is the time. Okay, so mali yung na-share ko, sorry. I think two yata yun. To this one. Okay, so Ma'am Juliet, is my visible?
Yes, sir, your
So,
slides, your presentation is visible po.
alright, so si Sir Obial, Gerard Obial, may message siya, how to create a parametric family. So this is the time that we're discussing the parametric family, creation of parametric family. Okay, great. So let's start. So I am here in the Revit Startup Dialogue. I'll go now to here dito sa left side, meron tayo ditong models and families. So in terms of creating parametric family, dito tayo gagawa, no? So usually sa AutoCAD and SketchUp, this is called blocks. Now, if you click the open, of course, you will access an existing family na gawa na. If you create a new family, you just click the new. So no matter the version of your Revit that you're using,
Maganda nga jacket dito.
same ito, no? Accessible naman ito sila lahat. Itong buttons. Okay, so if you click the new, lalabas itong family, select a template. Now, so the first na lalabas is yung countries in which ano yung language ng family na gagawin mo. So for example, if you go to Chinese, naka-Chinese yung language ng family doon, yung mga information about the family. So here we'll use the English. So ito yung imperial and ito yung metric. Okay, so if you click the English, we can access here the families na nasa Autodesk or default family template. Now, if you want to create a family, ang gagawin mo lang, Sir Gerard Ovial, is to analyze anong type of family na gagawin mo. So, can you give a sample for the family na gusto mong gawin?
Sir, yeah.
Okay, so in any case, okay, nag-message na si Sir.
Sir, according to Sir Gerald
Ay,
Obiel,
okay.
yeah, basically
Yes, ma'am.
generic models lang.
Okay. So, generic models, yan yung kapag wala sa family categories ang gagamitin mo. So before you create a family na naka-generic model, i-analyze mo muna kung ano yung mga existing categories na nasa project. So if I go to project muna, let's open muna a sample project. So I'll give you an example when you use the generic model. So as much as possible, refrain from doing generic model kasi later on, may mga categories kasi na ginagamit for filtering and for scheduling. When I say scheduling, scheduling of the quantity of materials, scheduling using for the 4D, and many more. So as much as possible, refrain from using generic model. Kasi later on, kapag i-pull mo yung information ng generic model and you are in the, for example, you're in the 5D, you're in the 4D, you will have kumbaga mas marami yung gagawin mo na filtering. Okay, so if I'll go to this visibility graphics override VV. Here in the model categories, makikita mo lahat ito na all of the categories available in Revit. So as much as possible, Sir Gerard Ovial, i-view mo muna ito dito. Kung wala sila dito, doon mo na gawing generic model. For example, like ano ba yung usually hindi na ginagamit namin for generic model yung let's say gagawa ka ng pako, wala namang ano dito, wala namang uh, the point is, sorry, di ko makaisip. Usually hindi kasi ako gumagamit ng direct model eh. As much as possible, dito talaga gamitin sa ano sa tawag nito. Kung makikita mo dito sa visibility graphics override sa model categories. Okay, let me go back to let me close this and open tayo ng new family. And then here's the family template. Let's go to English. And then dito, ito yung template. So dito may ano ka din, may tawag nito. May idea ka din kung ano yung mga families na pwede mong gawin based dito sa template. Okay. So usually yung ginagamit itong generic model kapag hindi ka pa sure kung ano na category mo gagamitin siya. So if you start with generic model, okay lang din as long as later on, for example, if I click generic model, open, and then ready ka na i-load siya sa project, as much as possible, iset mo kung ano yung family category niya dito. So this is one way also to see if available yung category na gusto mong gawin. So if you want to create doors, furniture, lighting devices, yung mga ganun na items. Okay, so I have many ideas kung ano yung gagawin ko dito. Can someone suggest kung ano yung gagawin natin na family para mas specific yung gagawin ko?
Baka may mga suggestion kayo namin, sir. What kind of family yung
This is the
ma-recommend
time
yung
kung may mga technical issues kayo, this is the time when you want to this to
feel
to
free to
explore
raise
the
po.
problems.
Sir Red, we have here from Sir Raman. I'm so sorry, sir. We have bathroom fixture daw, sir.
Bathroom fixture. So, bathroom fixtures, okay naman siya gawin actually dito, pero bathroom fixtures would take some time. Pero, sige sir, can you shower head?
Shower heads.
Sige sir, po, sige, gawa ka ng image sir. I mean, send me, marami kasing type of shower head. So, give me image sir. Gawin natin. This is the time na, kumbaga, malaman nyo din pa paano yung approach ko into creating family. Sige sir, share mo ang ano sir, share mo ang gawin natin shower head.
Ni simple modeling lang daw, Sir Ren. Perhaps you can do it na lang po.
Sige sir, sir. Search ka to. So may nakita na akong parang gusto kong gawin na shower head. Okay. Save, save. Let me save the image. Um, so let's say ito sir, gawin natin to family ito na shower head. Just a moment, di ko ma-click. Yun. Ano ko lang guys para makita ko. Yun. Okay, so the first thing na gagawin natin is kung saan yung pinaka tawag nito, ah kung paano siya i-attach. So, ang shower head nito is reliant siya sa walls. As you can see, kailangan para ilagay siya sa paglalagyan niya, kailangan niya ng wall, right? So, yung gagamitin natin ngayon na template is yung family fixtures na reliant siya sa wall. Okay, kasi ito na family, hindi naman siya nalalagay ng ano parang ano lang. Kailangan siya connect sa wall. So let's go to plumbing fixture. Ito plumbing fixture wall based. Okay? So dito mo makita yung isa din sa pinaka-importante sa family creation is kung paano yung integration niya sa environment. Okay? So this one again, reliant siya sa walls. So fixture based wall is we click open. So we have a wall. Ito daw yung placement side niya and nasa left side view tayo. So now let's go to its reference level. This one. Okay. So itong reference line, importante to kapag ka nasa left tayo. Of course, hindi natin alam kung gagawa tayo ng 3D model dito. Hindi natin alam kung saan sa banda dito lalabas sa plan. So dito pa lang sa left side, kailangan iset natin yung tawag to kung saan siya dito sa plan side ilalagay. So iset natin yung view natin. Let's go to create, may set dyan. And then dapat naka-center to. So if ever gagawa tayo ng extrusion, dun siya mapupunta sa center. So gagawin natin to first. Ito na extrusion. So gawa tayo ng extrusion. Circle. So by the way, sorry guys, nag-shortcut ako. I-analyze muna natin first pala yung height niya. Okay, so to give a parametric height for this shower head, gawa tayo ng mga reference plane where we can adjust the height of the fixture. So let's say itong shower head dito siya. Ito dito yung itong bakal na to, and then yung head, actual head. And then you can name this one. Ito yung pag-click mo sa reference plane, click mo lang siya, and then shower head level. Yan. Later on, lalagyan natin sila ng mga dimensions to control that. Tapos ito, to call this, ito, let's say dito siya. So gagawa tayo ngayon ng extrusion circle na andito siya. Okay, skip. Kung medyo makapal yung pag ano nyo ng extrusion line, punta tayo dito. Ito tayong tawag itong thin lines. Click nyo yan para makita nyo yung pinaka thin line niya. So let's say around 20. Gawin natin 30 yan. Tapos itong circle, by the way, if you click it, may lalabas sa center mark visible. So i-check nyo yan. Yan yung magagamit nyo para i-lock yung circle dito sa reference plane. So if I click AL, click, pwede na siyang ma-lock. So if you want to set yung distance nito sa wall, pwede din tayo mag-add dito ng reference plane. RP ang command, then AL, then i-lock din siya. Okay? So yan yung isa sa mga kailangan natin tignan para ma-control natin ah, yung circle. Kasi hindi yan matap yung edge kasi walang corner or hindi siya basta-basta ma-connect sa reference plane.
Mag-share pwede ito. Oh.
So click natin. Then if we go to the plan view, makikita natin dun talaga siya nag-start sa center. Okay, so we could add additional reference plane here. RP lang po yung command na yan. And then you can decide ano yung width niya from here. So skip, click na natin, and then meron siyang equality. Lalabas na niya equality pag click. Palakihan natin yung scale para lumiit yung text. Yan. So from here you can control the ano nito, yung kumbaga ano yung depth niya. So if I move this, automatic mag ano din siya, mag-move din dito kasi naka-equality sila. Nandito yung actual niya na distance. So wala tayong reference. So ano lang muna, eyeball lang muna tayo. Then if you click this extrusion na ginawa natin kanina, ito siya. I-move lang natin to. Then lock. Move. Then lock. Para if ever i-lock natin if ever gawin natin itong parameter and then i-assign natin sa project yung different sizes niya, ma-pull niya yung extrusion. Okay, so next na gagawin natin is this one, paakyat. So ano lang yan siya, sweep. If you click extrusion, sorry, not extrusion. Dito, sweep. And then sketch natin yung path. Before you sketch the path, make sure na nakaset yung work plane nyo dun sa center or kung saan nyo gustong um, ilagay yung tawag ito, yung element na gagawin nyo. So pag ganun, then pababa, then sa shower head. Skip. Tapos may magandang tool dito sa Revit, itong fillet arc. If you click on that, click lang kayo dito and click second, you can assign the fillet. Click. Later on, pwede nyo siyang i-change. Same dito, 50. Yan. So, pwede natin ma-assign din tong distance nito from here. So, okay muna natin. And then, let's go to plan view. Gawin natin yung profile niya. Around, say around 20. Okay, check. If you go to left side, yan, gagawa na to. Pero I want this to be locked para later on kung gusto kong i-adjust siya, madali lang. Then, edit ko muna yung sweep para ma-lock ko. Ang pag-lock, pwede lang align. Pwede lang yung align tool. Saan ba yun dito? This one. Ang command niya is AL. Yan. Para later on, pag gusto mo siyang i-move, let's say gusto ko tong move, gagalaw din siya. Sorry, balik muna ako sa loob. Ilock ko din lahat. Ilock ko din to. AL, click. Yan. Skip. Okay, so if this will move later on, pag nilagyan natin ng parameter, mag-a-adjust na din siya. Okay, same as this. Ito gusto kong ang
Kailangan
gagawin
doon
ko
sa
siya.
detalye eh. Nanunugot ako na kuya ako eh.
So if you go to 3D view, andyan na siya. Okay? So just to have an idea paano ito sa pagdating ng project, I'll create a project. Open tayo ng project. Sorry, hindi siya. Oh, open project. Sorry, create new project pala. Template, Imperial, dapat sorry, explain ko lang din. So pag gagawa kayo ng project, by default naka-Imperial yan, especially pag bagong install yung software nyo. So if you go to new project, wag click agad, okay? I-browse muna and then as you can see naka-Imperial, click mo dito, then go to
Baba nga
English,
kayo!
then default metric, open. Okay? So ngayon dito sa project, gagawa ko ng wall since wall-based itong gagawin na ginawa natin na family. Yan, may wall na tayo. Then 8,000 yung height. So ngayon itong ginawa natin na family, save muna natin. Lagay ko lang siya sa training. Yung keyboard ko hindi pala yung A. Yan. Yan, shower na lang. Okay, so ito i-load natin sa project. And as you can see, yung cursor ko naka-circle siya na may dot, no parang siya, may warning siya. So mag-enable lang yan siya pag may nakitang wall. So if I move it to the wall, yan. pwede na siyang ilagay. So if I click this here and I go to 3D view, ito nakita na siya. Okay? So from here, naka-open yung project mo and then gumagawa ka ng family, pwede mo siyang uh, i-update and then i-load into project para ma-update yung nasa project mo. Okay, so let's continue. So far medyo madali lang naman din itong model na to. So sa left. So gawin natin tong shower head, yung head niya talaga. So let's go to create. For this, sir, naka-circle siya. I want to use the revolve. From here, siguro mga, let's say, 100, 15. Saka gusto kong gawan siya ng corner na konti para, so dito, pwede mo gayahin yung shape niya. Say, meron siyang konting pa dito. And dyan. Almost same lang nung paggawa ng profile if you're using this a SketchUp. I-close lang natin. Yan yung boundary, tapos gawa natin ng axis. Ito yung axis niya. Dito siya iikot. So if I click OK, yan. So ito, dito na lang pala to siya. Move natin. Yan. So yun, meron na tayong shower head. If you want na nakalagay itong mga dot, pwede din naman. Ang kagandahan nito is if we go to load into project, then update existing version. So ma-update din kaagad yan sa project. Siya kita dito. Just yung V-range. Pag view range yan. So, yung height pala ng pagkakalagay natin is at nauna ko 3D view 1.3 aba. Pero yung view range natin nasa 1.2 lang. So, let's say ipunta ko ng 1.4. Makikita na yung object. Okay, so from here, pwede ka nang gagawa ng elevation mo. So, dimension. So, let's say ito yung elevation 1. Ito yung parameters niya. So, click elevation 2. Generic lang muna yung paglagay ng parameter. So that you could use is you can specify more on your sa project na gagawin mo. So okay lang ba ano? Nafa-follow nyo ba yung ginagawa ko? Sorry. Are you following what I am doing?
Is it too fast lang ba? Marvin,
Clear lang
sir?
ba? Yan. So kung ilalagay ko na to sa project with these parameters. So if I click this right now and then punta tayo sa edit type niya, dito lumalabas yung ano. So here yung elevation 1, we can control, let's say I want this into 1,000 lang. Apply. Then elevation 2, let's say 1,500. Si ano pala yun, si shower head, 1,800. So yan. So pwede nyo siyang i-control dito sa project mismo. Okay? So sir, si Sir Ovial, may comment, may ano ka ba based doon sa steps na ginawa natin? May gustong i-elaborate ka ba na steps doon? So as you can see, properly presented siya sa plan and sa elevation, no? And also of course it's the 3D value. So anything you can add here. So sa kanyang mga parameters. Okay, so that's for the family creation. We could add this, pero I think you get the point on the steps na ginamit ko in creating this fixture. So far clear
Sir
ba?
Ren,
Clear?
we have a
Yes.
message here from Sir Gerald Abial. Ma-modify po ba materials?
Yes, sir. Ma-modify ang materials and then ang material matag din siya pagdating sa Revit as a project. So if you click an object dito sa 3D, from here you can makikita mo dito may sa material finishes. So make sure na yung object na gusto mong lagyan ng material, yung i-select mo and then sa properties may material siya, naka-by category siya as of the moment. Pero if you want na pwede mo siyang i-change pag nasa project ka na, i-click mo itong associate family parameter. Okay, so pag-click mo niyan, lalabas itong associate family parameter, then mag-set ka ng pangalan ng parameter. Okay, so it's either frame or material. So let's say material lang, shower head material. Yan. So mayroon siyang parameter. Now, if you load this to the project, i-load natin sa project, overwrite existing. Pag-click natin sa family, if you go to edit type, mayroon ng family dito na sa kulang yung A. So here, makapag-assign na tayo ng material. So let's say this aluminum. If you go to 3D and change into shaded, makikita mo iba na yung kulay niya, right? So from here, makakapaggawa ka na ng different type of shower head with different type of material. So it's all about setting the material in the family editor. So balik ako sa family editor. Ito yung ito yung ginawa natin. So from here, you can click also dito. Then same material. If you want to have this a separate material, click mo lang ito. Diyan. Okay, so that's for the material. And also pala, I'd like to highlight dito sa family, meron tayong tinatawag na instance parameter and type parameter. So ito yung gusto kong i-highlight also. Punta tayo sa elevation ng family nito. Let's say I want this na kumbaga hindi paano ba to ang ano. So if you click on the item, makikita nyo, click mo pang edit type para mag-change ka ng parameter. Pero sometimes you want the same element pero for example di siya at let's see kung I think I'll find some sample or pwede dito. Okay, ito balik na lang tayo sa material. Instance, i-define ko yung difference ng instance and type parameter dito sa Revit. Yung type parameter is families of the same type. Pag change mo yung material niya sa type, lahat ng same type na ganito na family, mag-change din siya. So if I, let's say, gawa tayo ng another samples nila. So meron na tayong tatlong family. And then yung type is if we click the family and then edit type, pag change natin yung material niya dito, so let's say change natin ito copper. So lahat ng same family na same type, mag-change lahat. So let's say if you want a certain family na same lang yung type niya pero pwede mong iba-ibahin yung material niya. So some sample of it is the height. Same family pero magkakaiba yung height. So height yung magandang sample din. So pero applicable siya sa material. So okay, if we go to material, then if you click this again, and then ito yung gawin mong type material, I mean instance parameter na material, click mo lang uli, gawa ka uli, shower head. Ito na i-click mo instead of instance. Okay, so click. Okay. Okay. And then load into project. Now, if we go to 3D view, meron siya naka-separate dito na material. So if I pag i-set ko ito, yung material niya, balik ko sa aluminum, siya lang yung mag-change. Pero same lang sila na type. Okay, so yan yung isa sa uh, item or sa concept na kailangan yung malaman in terms of Revit. So there are type. Ang type is nasa labas lang siya ng family, nasa baba. And then yung edit ay yung sorry, instance nasa labas lang siya ng properties. I mean, nasa properties siya pero wala siya dito sa edit type button, sa loob ng edit type button. So ang nasa loob lang nito is yung mga type parameters. Okay. So, yan. Okay. So, and anything to add on our discussion? Uh,
For hello, ma'am. And sorry for those na meron pong questions or would like to, ask
yeah.
advice from Sir Ren, you may just chat it here. But ako,
Mm.
Sir Ren, I have a question po. Kasi
Yeah, sure,
many,
ma'am.
we ask kasi sa ating Google form na ano po yung mga challenges na na-encounter nila in adopting BIM. So some
Mm-mm.
actually said there, actually mostly, they find it hard, especially for beginners, due to the steep learning curve ng BIM. So, sir, so ano po yung magiging advice niyo, sir, for those beginners since we have a lot of students here during this webinar, especially based on your experience sir, in learning BIM? Mm-mm.
Yeah. So, good question and actually very true. Very steep yung kumbaga yung technicalities na kailangan yung malaman dito sa Revit. So from the start, madali lang talaga siyang tignan. But when you're kumbaga kung ginamit mo na siya and then you want to modify certain family the way you want, doon na lalabas yung problema kung paano siya properly represented not just by you or by how the element should be represented and how the elements should react when you place parameters. So as much as I'd like to elaborate on the training and the self learning development, mas ano talaga kumbaga iba talaga yung nagagamit nyo talaga sa actual project. So find something na or some companies na doing BIM and then if hindi ka makapasok, try to tawag nito, mag-intern ka muna or kumbaga you contact someone na pwede nyo maging, tawag nito, pwede nyo maging um, tagapagturo or mentor. You could message me also on our group. Any technicalities na pwede ako makatulong, I'll be open to discussing it with you. So I have actually some mga ano na, mga students na contacting me for their actual projects. So I help them along the way when they have problems. So yun yung pinaka main ko talaga na masuggest or maturo is find a mentor or in actual project talaga kasi mahirap kung ikaw lang yung ano, kumbaga yung sarili mo yung tawag nito. Yung sometimes kasi pag nahirapan tayo hindi na tayo nag ano ng in-depth eh.
Sir, thank you so much for that, Sir Ren. And we also have another question here. Sa mga online jobs ng Revit, LOD 100, 200, 300, or 500 ba usually ang workflow?
Actually, sir, ang LOD 200, 100, 200, 300 or 500 is not a workflow. It's the definition of a family. So, for example, itong shower head, sometimes sa sa load 100, ano lang to siya, parang naka-box lang to siya. Parang ang kailangan, intention lang niya is uh, in-indicate mo na nandyan yung shower head. Sa load 200, makikita mo na yung shape niya, pero hindi pa yung actual na fixture niya. Doon sa 300 to 400, doon na yung naka-reflect yung specifications ng tawag nito ng shower head fixture. So the LOD doesn't define the workflow, but it defines uh, the level of development of the certain object. Usually, depende yan sa stage ng project. Kung nasa schematic kayo, and then nasa design development to construction or shop drawing. So, yung 500, yan yung as-built. So, yan yun, sir. Um, yeah, so usually, depende sa kung saan kayo na stage na project, yun yung level of development na gagamitin.
Thank you so much for that, Sir Ren. Okay, we also have
Sure.
another question here from Sir Jesus Sorbiado. Sa curtain wall po, paano po babaguhin yung profile ng
Ng mulyon.
mullions, spacings, and interior exterior distances? Salamat. Thank you, Sir
Sure.
Cesar.
Sure, sir. So, okay, gawin punta tayo sa elevation. Extend na lang natin to. In terms of mulyo naman, dito sa nasa Revit project na tayo, if you go to architecture and then wall, uh, select natin yung command ng wall. Dito sa properties, nasa pinakababa yung curtain walls na mga types. So if I click this curtain wall, space, click. So before I go to your question, i-set up muna natin to for other viewers. Yung paglagay ng curtain wall yun. So, curtain wall yun. And then, okay, first, yung command ng wall is WA. So if you click wall, lalabas yung type niya. Punta lang tayo sa baba, dun sa curtain wall. So if you click the curtain wall, huwag niyong i-place agad. Punta muna tayo sa edit type. Make sure na, naka-check yung automatic embed. Kasi pag hindi naka-check yung automatic embed, ang mangyayari is hindi niya ikakat yung wall. So if you click this, check, and then click OK. Now, pag ilalagay na natin yung curtain wall, ikakat niya yung wall. Okay? So, pag hindi yung naka-check, edit type, hindi siya naka-check. So, paglagay natin, mapapasok lang siya sa loob, which is not the case in terms of um, paano yung actual na paglagay sa kanya. Uh, move ko lang yung zoom. So, even though kahit nakalagay na siya, pwede din naman i-click, then edit type, i-check lang, apply. Then automatically, hahati niya yung wall. So from here, you can adjust. May elevation din naman dito. Kung hanggang saan siya na level 2. Now, dun sa curtain wall mullion naman, lagyan muna natin sila ng, dun muna tayo sa spacing. Okay, so let's go to front view dito. So, paglagay ng tawag nito ng mga mullion dito, pag-click nyo sa Revit, dito sa edit type, pwede na tayong makapag-set up dito ng mga vertical grids and horizontal grids. Lahat ng grids na ilalagay nyo, dyan malalagay yung mullions pag i-assign na natin. So dito sa vertical grids, pwede tayong makapag-assign ng mga mullions dito for interior and border 1 and 2. Same goes to horizontal. So let's say dito sa interior type niya, so meaning dun sa loob, if we set the mullion here, so let's say itong rectangular, 30 mm, and horizontal, like okay. So now gusto kong lagyan siya ng grid, and I want to place manually the grids. Click lang natin itong dito sa architecture tab, grid, click. So automatic mayroong ano siya, mayroong mulyo na siya. So if you click this one, i-assign din natin yung mga border niya. Same goes sa horizontal. This one, pero since nauna na yung ano, isa din dito is yung pagkakasunod ng paglagay ng curtain wall mullion. So katulad nito, it's supposed to be why we'd like more to ito yung diretso. Pero since nalagay na to una, so pinutol na niya yung ibang mullion. So sometimes critical din paano ilagay yung sequence ng pagkakalagay ng mga mullions natin. Ah, tapos additional dito, just press tab, click, and then from here, actually pwede nyo ma-change yung material ng mullion. So let's say glass ito, and then ito something like wood, pwede yan, or door panel, any, eh, so hindi pala ako nakapag-duplicate. So anyway, doon sa pag-duplicate lang naman yun, Control Z ko na muna. Ay, wrong spelling. Yun. So na-separate na natin. Yung glass and door, magkaibang material ng panel within one curtain wall mullion. Now, if you go to the profile ng mga mullion, ang pinakauna natin titignan dyan is dito sa project browser, punta tayo doon sa families. Mayroong curtain mullions dito. If you go right here, ito yung mga profiles existing on the mullion. So from here, if you want to create a profile of the mullion na separate, ang first na gawin natin is, let's say, gawa muna tayo ng family. Close natin yung plumbing fixture. Then gawa tayo ng profile. Profile. Ito, mullion profile. And then from here, you can have the references. Ito na yung family editor ng profile, center of the mullion. Then front of back of the mullion. Then ito yung curtain panel stream where profile sketch intersects front and back. Okay. So let's say gawa tayo ng profile dito. From here, you can do a parametric profile. No, ano bang profile na gagawin natin? Big lines, lock, theme natin. Para parametric, pwede din tayo makapag-add later on. Then click, lagyan natin siya ng width. Click, lagyan natin siya ng height. Tsaka sa loob na lang din, mag-add na lang din tayo ng close na lang natin to 200. Tsaka ito 150. Then gawan lang tayo ng other profile sa loob na unique. So let's say, sample lang to sir. Para hindi tayo ano sa time. So center mark para malak natin yung then pwede din tayo makagawa ng parameter kung ano yung ano niya tawag dito radial. Yan, 60 yan. So let's see if we could add this to the project. Pangalan natin. Save as. Profile. Yun. So, uh, I forgot the saan specific na ilagay yun eh. Panels expanded. Okay. So, saan nga ba yun? Architecture. Rectangular mullion, 50 type. Panel, search, expand. Just a moment, sir. I forgot yung dito pa paano siya ma-add dito eh. Pero for example kasi, let's say dito sa rectangular, hindi yung duplicate type properties. Dito pwede tayo makapag-add ng profile. Pero shortcut ang gusto ko sa ito eh. Let's say add profile na lang tayo. Tama yung question. Curtain wall. Paano baguhin yung profile ng wall yung spacing? Okay, change profile muna tayo. Madali lang yung spacing. Space. Insert muna natin yung profile. First, i-insert ko muna yung profile na ginawa natin. Load natin dito. Sorry, pwede na din itong i-ano pala. I-load into projects is naka-open na yung project natin. Um, Pag-add niya. Yung dapat ma-add siya dito, yung hindi ko na, I forgot kung paano yung pag-add niya dito eh. Anyway, sige, unahin muna natin yung spacing. So, gagawa ko ng curtain wall. Then, let's say, edit type ko. Tayo ng 1,500 na spacing. So, dito, sa vertical, meron tayo ditong layout. So, if you want to add vertical, so makapag-set ka dito kung fix yung spacing or um, maximum and minimum yung spacing. So, let's say fix distance. Nag-specify tayo dito. So, 1,500 yung fixed distance ng vertical grid. Then make sure naka-check yung ito. And then ito yung functionality niya. Ito lang naman yung kaibahan ng interior exterior other purpose niya kapag i-set natin sa function. Later on kasi ma-filter natin ito and sa analysis pwede din siya magamit. So ito sa vertical grid spacing and then ito yung sa vertical na mulyo na gagamitin na set natin dito. Yan. Then from here you can set the height. You can constrain it to the level or i-set na lang natin dito. Let's say 2,100. Yan. So anyway, later on we can change it distance. Okay, so if you want to customize this also, pwede naman mag-add ng grid. So if you click the grid, diretso siya. Pero kung titignan nyo dito, pwede siyang one segment lang. Pero naka all segment siya, so meaning yung mulyon diretso siya. So if you click, diretso siya. Naka one segment, yung isang area lang. Yan. Yan. Okay, so actually, pwede din itong i-ano, curtain. Skip. Pwede din niyang ma-rotate konti. So let's say dito. Para yung kulang na lang natin is sa pag may angle to eh. Select yung grid. Yun. Select natin. Tab lang yung ginawa ko doon. Then, place natin para pwede tayo makapag-decide saan magsisimula yung rotation. So, let's say, ganun. Hindi siya, ito may ano to eh. Dito ata yun. Angle. Spacing, layout. Gusto ko sana i-add yung angle eh. Pero yeah, I remember. Hindi yan dito. Set remove. Balikan mo natin yung profile. 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 Nakalimutan ko yung profile eh. Add grid. All grids. Hmm. Dito kasi specific lang siya na ano eh, na location sa rectangular. Gusto ko yung mag-add sana ng ano. Anyway, try natin to. 200. So ito, gumawa ko ng new type. Naka 15 dimensions. And then, dito sa profile. Wala dito yung ginawa natin. Nakagawi kami nito pero medyo matagal-tagal na din yon. So, kaya medyo nawala na sa ano ko. Profile. Default. Yung ano lang, yung pag-add na lang nung profile eh, nito nung pag-add niya. Ito yung nakalimutan ko lang. So sa material, the same lang siya, sir, sa material. So yes, may question. Yan. Wait. So dito lang yun, sir, sa material. So select mo lang yung mullion. You can set the material here or you can add another material and another size. Yung ano lang, yung pinaka ano lang dito is paano pag-add nung new profile niya. Kasi ito yung profile, o paano i-load. Na-load na natin yung profile. Ano nga bang pinangalan natin doon? I think ito ba yun? Walang profile. So dito lang yung to add ng material. So rectangular. Yung ginawa natin, I think ito yun eh. Ito pala, marine profile. Okay. Type properties. Ito duplicate. Tsaka ito yung ginawa natin na mullion profile. And then type properties niya, set natin yung ginawa natin na mullion profile. Okay. Yung profile na ginawa natin, di pwede na may ganito. Ito lang. So para maiba, lagyan na lang natin ng paganyan. And of course, you can specify more dun sa tawag nito. You can specify more dito sa tools na to kung paano yung shape, or pwede nyong i-load yung CAD nyo na profile dito, sir, and then dito nyo siya i-trace or i-convert yung CAD line to Revit line. Pwede yon. Yan. Para may ano lang, may ma-distinguish lang natin. Okay, so load into project. Yan. Mullion profile. Type properties. Yun. So from here, let's say sa interior. So ito na yung ginawa natin na profile, sir. Nalagay na siya. So nakita din natin. Pero ang laki niya. So anyway, yun lang yun, sir. Yun lang yung pag-set dito. Anyway, pwede naman din paliitan to. Say 100. Yan. So ayun, lumayit na din siya. I think ito pwede din ito naka-specify itong Mullion profile niya. Naka-specify dun sa tawag nito. Since naglagay tayo ng specification dito. Pero pwede din siyang i-isolate yung isang Mullion. Let's say ito lang. Gusto kong i-change yung profile niya. So pwede din yun. Okay, so at least nakuha na natin lahat ng question ni sir. We can proceed to
Yes, thank you very much, Sir Ren, for that demo. Okay, we also have another question here from Sir Marvin Vinarao. So, ask ko lang, sir, sa white flange ba or from slope to horizontal or vertical, ano pong paraan para maging smooth yung connection ng model? Nagkakaroon ng lagpas or kulang kasi? Salamat po.
Okay. Sure. Lagpas ng model. So let's load a structural element. English. Punta tayo sa structural columns. Let's say columns and beams. Paano ba maganda? Let's say columns na lang, sir. Let's say columns. Structural columns muna. Columns and framing, sir. I-connect natin. Punta tayo sa steel. Hanapin natin dito yung kailangan nyo. Ito, wide flange column. Tsaka kuha na din tayo. Lagay natin lahat ng size. Hindi lang lahat. Hanggang dito lang. Then load din tayo uli ng framing. Framing. Wide flange. Steel. Sorry. Punta tayo sa framing. Structural framing. Steel. Yun. Tsaka in-size lang muna, sir. So it doesn't matter the size now. So punta tayo sa structural column. Lagyan natin ng flange dito. Naka-hide siya. Pero makita siya sa 3D. Okay, so ituro ko pala bakit hindi siya makita kaagad. Para in case doon sa mga hindi pa marunong maglagay ng column. If you enable the column command, if you click the column, nasa level 1 kayo, hindi nyo siya makita. Kasi by default, ang paglagay ng column depth, so meaning galing sa level 1 pababa. So from ang ano niya ni Revit is para siyang foundation. Okay, so gawin nating height. So para galing sa level natin pataas. So yan yung pinaka-importante doon, and then kung hanggang saan siya na level. So since dalawang level lang tong project, so you can choose two levels. So let's say up to level 2. Yan, kita na natin siya kasi naka-height na siya, hindi na siya pababa. Pataas na siya. Yun. So click natin. Let's say gawa tayo ng ah, tatlo. Gawin natin 4. Tsaka additional method pala sa paglagay ng column is if you click the column command, then naka-height. Ang next na ano natin dito is dito. Pwede siyang slanted. So if you click this one, click mo kung saan yung pinaka-base niya, and then click mo kung saan yung sa taas niya. So if you click, so meron na tayong slanted na column. Ay, hindi ko na control yung depth pala dito. Column, slanted, tsaka dapat level 1. Ito, level 1 naka-negative pala. So sa level 1 dapat naka-0 lang, tapos Sa second click, naka-level 2. Naka 0, 0 sila lahat. Um, yan. So first click sa level 1, 0. Then second click sa level 2, 0. Yun. Okay, so sabay na muna natin siya. Sa level 2 sila lahat. So, ang question is, ask ko lang flange pero slope, horizontal, vertical. Hope horizontal, vertical. So, let's say ito, hope, slope, from slope. Punta tayo sa level 2. Mm, Level 2. Gawa tayo ng framing dito. Structural, framing. Ito, structural beam, wide flange. Padaanan nila sa kanya. Sorry, ulitin ko lang, sorry. Level 2, automatic, snapping, 3D snapping. Sige, gawin natin sa 3D. I-on natin yung snapping. Yan. Hindi pala. Ito yung sinasabi mo, sir, no, na i-isolate muna natin. Paano siya linisin? So, actually, kahit sa 2D or sa section view, pwede siyang i-click. Meron siyang grip. Pupunta yan siya doon. Ang kailangan nyo lang is i-click yung coping niya. So, doon sa modify, meron tayong coping dito. Sometimes kasi naka-connected, there are stiffener naka-connect dito, right? So, pero in case na, for example, gusto nyo siyang i-align dito, meron tayong coping. So, ang coping is ito. So, if you click the coping, click mo, and then click mo to, it will cope to the element. So, if you mean this, sir, ito yung kulang mo lang doon is ang pag-set ng cope. Ito. Sa under modified siya. So, again, ulitin ko. At first, ito yung scenario niya. Pero before mo siya i-cope, dapat i-adjust mo tong grip niya. So, dapat palayuan mo hanggang sa makita mo kung saan siya dapat maputol. Mapasok siya dyan. Kasi kapag short yung paglagay mo, dito lang yung makope niya. Okay, so click. Ito yung gusto mong i-cope, tapos dito mo siya gusto i-cope. Yan. Later on, pwede mo naman siyang i-adjust din. Yan. And then yung cope distance niya, you can define it here. Meron niyang dito, coping distance. So if you want 10 mm, yan, pwede mo siyang ma-move dyan. So para sa detailing mo, in case gagawa ka ng section, you can define it there. So pwede mo na siya i-0-0, pero I don't think so. So, yan. Okay, so I think this answers your question, sir. Applicable to sa kahit sa beam to beam. Level 2. Gawa tayo ng yan, pwede na. Ganito. So, same pa din. I-cope lang din siya. I-extend lang as much as possible hanggang dito. And then, click the cope. Click the beam. Yan. Ang kagandahan din dito sa Revit, sir, is you can, bukod dyan, bukod sa coping, pwede nyo siya i-connect. Pag connect mo sa dalawa, pwede nyo siyang i-add. Meron tong, let me load some structural settings dito. Load cases. Connections, sorry, ito, connections. May connections yan siya. Nasa Revit na to siya ng mga connections. nag-loading lang. Lalabas itong settings niya. Makaset ka kung ano yung mga connections na nasa Revit. For example, Hunch, ito. Ito yung what I mean. All connections. You can specify them here kung ano yung hinahanap mo. Pwede din dito. So let's say lagay ko lahat ng connections. Yan. And then from here to here, uh, punta tayo dun sa structural, then connection. So from here, ito yung primary connection, ito yung secondary. Pwede din siyang, for example, ito yung primary pala, i-click mo lang siya, mag-ano na sila, uh, mag-change na sila. This is for the, tawag nito, for the analysis purposes kasi si Revit nakakonect siya sa directly sa robot analysis. So hopefully kumbaga gumanda yung sa staad na connection niya link through Revit para kung anong decision doon, ma-change nyo dito and ma-change din doon. So from here, meron na tayong lalabas dito na connection yan. Yan ito, maliit na connection. Ulitin natin. Connection. Tsaka from here, pwede na tayong pumili kung ano yung mga available na connection niya. Sorry. Structural connections. Hindi pala natin na-add. Click po add muna. Okay. So ayun. Makakapag-decide ka na kung ano yung gusto mo na connections dito. Nasa ano siya. So any applicable connections, pwede siya. Meron din I saw some apps din na tawag nito. Kumbaga i-automate na yung ano yung depende sa conditions, ano na niya yung ano yung tawag nito, kung ano yung appropriate connection. So ito yun sir, mga ano. Okay? So I think we'll answer this Sir Marvin na question. Uh, Next ano kung may ano pa discussion. Guys, ito na yung time na ano, you could, for example, for those who are using Revit or for those who want to learn something concept in Revit na i-demo dito. I think if kaya ko, I'll demo this here. Okay? So I do teach also Revit structure actually, full course kaya medyo nadaanin ko din to. Any questions po?
Sir Ren?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir Ren, during the one of the challenges din na na-encounter ng some of our registrants is yung about sa collaboration. Setting up a central file or using cloud-based collaboration can be problematic for some users. How do we address that po?
Actually, yan yung supposed to be topic natin ngayon. Topic natin ngayon, ma'am. So, we have some technical issues in terms of actually to be clear doon sa supposedly yung project na paggagamitin natin is supposed to be actual and later on nag-change yung direction so hindi na pwede magamit. So, yun. Uh, let's have this na lang, let's have this again na lang in terms of um, prepare ko na lang yung mga tawag nito. For training purposes, hindi na lang yung actual. Kumbaga, paano lang yung setup from step by step, yun na lang. Supposed to be, mas maganda sana ito yung ipapakita ko. Pero anyway, we'll have this, Beam Cloud next. Siguro recording na lang kasi supposed to be ito yun ngayon eh. I-record na lang natin or if, let's see, in the coming future kung same kapihan pa din ba or ano, yeah, so doon sana yung i-explain ko. So actually, nakapag-prepare na sana ako sir. If you go here, nakapag ano na tayo dito, nakapag Beam 360 na tayo dito. Ang ano na lang, pag setup, ipapakita ko sana. So yun lang. By the way, do you want to discuss tawag nito? Do you want to discuss a specific tawag nito? Specific scenario when you want to elaborate or
Sir Ren,
ma'am,
yes, Sir
question mo
Ren,
yan
since
ma'am, no?
yes, sir, since we still have like around 23 minutes left, I think we could still cover that one, sir.
Yun ma'am, as much as possible I'd like to demo it here but um i medyo mataas kasi yung setting up tawag
Okay.
nito. Okay, hindi siya specific scenario. So of course, yung setting up kasi if I may discuss it here first, you'll have to analyze the uh, tawag nito kung gaano kalaki yung project, what type of the project. Kasi sa laki ng project, doon naka-differentiate or doon mo i-differ kung paano yung hati ng model. Sino yung mga part ng project. Kasi, kaya mahirap siya, kaya mahirap i-demo ito in terms of yung basic lang. So dapat may actual scenario ka talagang ipakita para mas ma-appreciate. So kailangan mong makita dyan, for example, sino yung mga contractors involved, ilan sila, ano yung scope nila sa project. Kasi if we are talking about central files in the cloud, makakapag-access na yung mga other consultant, let's say electrical, structural, makakapag-access na sila sa files na tinatrabaho nyo ng architectural team and vice versa. So kailangan yung i-determine via BIM execution plan kung paano yung pagkakahati ng project and paano yung collaboration nyo. So that would also gumaga part of the decision making of the collaborative environment. So yun, I'd like you sana to demo to you na kung ano yung kumbaga may ipakita kong specific scenario. So in any case, later on kapag mag demo tayo ng Beam Cloud, siguro ano na lang ibang scenario na lang kita natin default na lang and then paano na lang yung upload, paano yung mga revisioning doon na lang siguro. Pero I need to ano pa on that. So yun ma'am.
Thank you, Sir Ren.
Yeah. Kaya yeah.
Mhm. For those who have questions, feel free to unmute your microphone or chat po sa chat box.
Yeah. So far nasagot naman natin ata yung mga questions ng
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
participants na cover naman.
Mhm. Nag-thank you na po sa Sir Marvin Vinera. I think he is satisfied with the answer po, sir. Okay. How about for our students especially from
Hmm.
Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Valenzuela? Perhaps
Oh,
you have questions? Our future
sayang gusto ko din sana sa
engineers?
ipakita sa kanila yung yung cloud.
Yeah.
Marami pa naman tayong kapehan sessions, sir. If you and maganda din magkaroon tayo din ng gantong mga forums para
Yes.
if ever you want to ask specific questions na intended for you, just like
Yes.
what our fellow participants na nagtanong na and nasagot na
Yes.
yung questions nila, at least.
Okay. So for those baka gusto niyo din mag-share ng
Yeah.
experiences ninyo, especially for beginners, perhaps may gusto kayong i-share about your struggles in adapting BIM. Mhm. Feel free po to raise your hand. Or shall we call?
Sige, try daw
Para
natin.
para it's a tie. Okay, okay, let's call someone, no, from the our participants. Okay, we also have some students here. Okay, okay, merong nag-ask, so later na po yan. So, save by the bell. Sir
Ah,
Ren,
di mo
okay,
about clash detection.
yes. Can you discuss the next
Ah,
demo? Okay, ay, hindi pala ito question, sir. It's a suggestion.
suggestion, next discussion. Yeah, sure, sure. Tignan ko nga kung may file ako na pwedeng gamitin for
Okay. So, are you going to discuss it now, Sir Ren?
medyo malaking topic yung clash detection pero pwede naman.
Sige,
I'll,
sir.
I'll try, I'll try.
Sige, sir. Sige,
Ah,
sir. Perhaps pahapyaw lang muna for now and
hindi
perhaps
kasi mga actual projects kasi meron tayo and um, Need lang kasi natin ng ano eh, ng tawag nito. Nakakuha na tayo ng approval eh, ng change lang yung mind.
Mhm.
Ah, tignan natin yung just a moment lang, naghahanap lang ako ng file na pwedeng gamitin. Actually, let me do it on Revit na lang. If okay lang sa'yo. Sa Navisworks, marami kayong makikita. Pero sige, anyway. Um, Gagawin kasi natin eh, tawag nito. Sa Navisworks, sige sir, gawa tayo ng isang ano, kapihan meet session na para sa class detection lang kasi malaking scope na yung class detection. In Revit kasi or in Navisworks kasi hindi lang siya about i-link mo lahat ng mga trades and then class detect ka. Hindi yan ganun actually. If some I know ganun yung ginagawa pero in actuality hindi yan ginagawa. For example, if you're early stage in the project, yung i-class detect mo muna is for example yung mga doors to your structural columns dapat hindi sila naka ano, walang humaharang sa doors mo. So as much as possible is i-isolate mo muna yung gawa ka muna ng search sets or kumbaga what I mean is gawa ka muna ng grouping ng i-clash detection mo. So for example, first clash detection mo muna yung mga windows mo to other elements na walang nakaharang, and then next tignan mo muna yung mga ceiling mo, hindi ba nagpapatong-patong yung mga fixtures, yung mga ganun. So i-isolate siya based sa case and based sa actual scenario ng site. So, for example, sa site, sometimes hindi kasi sabay-sabay yung mga contractor natin. So, let's say um, may area, specific area, for example, um, sa grocery area. So, gusto nilang uh, pabilisan kasi yun yung gusto nilang i-open pinakauna. So, doon yung i-isolate na lang yung class detection mo, doon lang muna. So, sa lahat ng items doon, i-filter mo na doon na area lang ang mag-clash detect para yun lang yung report mo na isa-send mo sa contractors for them to solve and to send new drawings if ever they will be needing resubmissions para sa updated or pag if ever may site concerns or conflicts. Pero ang gusto ko ipakita lang ngayon is sa Revit. Kasi sa Revit, merong class detection pero hindi siya pareho sa Navisworks na makakagawa ka tagal ng report and monitoring. Pero sa Revit, while you are modeling, makakagawa ka ng, kumbaga, at least alam mo kung ano yung, while you are modeling, check mo kasi yan habang nagmo-model ka. Pero sa laki na for example, building na win-workout mo, hindi mo na makikita lahat yan. So, meron support si Revit for you on that. So let's see, open ako ng sample project. I think MEP siguro mas maraming ano, para mas maraming elements sample project ito. So this one, so let's say this one sir, marami tayong mga elements dito. So sa Revit, meron siyang, kung nagmo-model ka pa lang, meron tayo ditong interference checking. Sa collaborate tayo niya. Collaborate, meron tayong interference checking. Then run interference checking. So dito, makakapag-class detect tayo. Pero again, intended for class detection lang siya. Wala siyang reporting. At least alam mo kung saan yung mga items na kailangan i-class detect. So for example, ang focus ko now is, let's say ducts fittings. And then check ko kung um, may conflict ba siya sa pipes natin. So any pipes, then click OK. Ito yung first. Ito yung first, then ito yung second. So, kung mayroon kayong nakalink na project dito, pwede nyo specify dito. So, ang i-clash detect niya is hindi lang yung mga items na ginawa mo sa current project mo. Pwede din niyang i-clash detect yung mga nilink mo na file. So, click OK. Then, mag-load dyan siya konti. Then, lalabas itong interference report. Meron siyang report pero again hindi siya pareha sa Navisworks na reporting talaga na ma-modify mo from time to time. Pwede mong ma-assign sa personnel, pwede mong malagyan ng status kung na-solve na ba siya, ongoing or open pa ba siya na concern. So ito, meron tayong mga conflicts sa ducts, fittings and pipes. And then ang kagandahan nito is you can click show, ipakikita niya kung saan yung conflict. Sorry. Ito, balik tayo. So ito, makita natin na itong pipe no tumago siya sa duct natin. So same goes to other, let's say ito duct pipe fittings show. Papakita niya ito daw. Show pa din tayo para magpakita pa siya ng ibang views. And ang kagandahan nito is pwede natin siyang, let's say nakaselect naman na siya. Let's see if pwede siyang ma-isolate. Ito, yung isa na lang na baka maliit lang to. Ito. So from here, at least alam mo na pwede mong i-isolate yung area. Ito, and then click mo lang to. Ayun, meron ka ng specific view of that area. So kung makikita natin, nag-ano talaga siya. Pwede nating i-adjust from here. Okay, so yun yung mga isa sa mga kagandahan nitong Revit in terms of class detection din. So again, nandun lang ito sa collaborate, interference checking. So pero maganda yung suggestion ni sir na mag-specify ng class detection na kumbaga isang scope or I mean isang topic ng kapihan intended for class detection. Kasi masaya din challenging kasi yung class detection kasi marami kang kailangan sa kumbaga kaya kanina as you remember kanina regarding si Sir Obial regarding sa paggawa ng family as much as possible iwasan talaga yung generic model kasi hindi niya for example nag-class interference checking tayo ngayon and hindi masama sa checking natin kasi naka ano lang sila nakatawag dito naka generic model so pag nag-generic model tayo mahirap siya i-isolate in terms of yung ginawa mo hindi lang for intended for duct na generic model kumbaga tawag dito maraming meaning ang generic model pwede siya furniture pwede siya plumbing fixture pwede siya lighting fixture so hindi na accurate yung model natin if that's the case.
Sir Ren, for our
Yes po.
last question, we have here from Sir Jules Cesar. Ano po ba yung difference, o ano po ba ang difference sa Navisworks at Revesto? Salamat.
Actually, yung pinaka-difference nila sir is the creator. Pero usually this almost the same lang yung di naman the same. Um, may mga specific functions si Revit so sir na intended ang similarities nila is they are both built for coordination. Yun yung pinaka ano niya. And may tools lang si Revitso na in-specify na wala sa Navisworks. Um, yeah, yun lang yung maano ko doon na hindi ako nag-dwell in depth pa more on Revit so pero they are both again for coordination softwares aside from creator sir.
Mhm. Okay, thank you very much, Sir Ren. I think that would be all, Sir No? Okay,
Yeah,
since
sure,
we
sure.
only have like 8 minutes left. So, yeah. Sir Ren, or
Sige ma'am, sige po.
may additional ka pa po ba, Sir Ren?
I think sa Revit in terms of additional as much as possible learn Revit. If I could suggest, if you're using AutoCAD right now, learn Revit. I am AutoCAD user. Mas matagal pa ako AutoCAD user kaysa sa Revit, but I changed my mind. I use Revit, and I specialize this because this will be kumbaga, actually ito na yung standard sa labas ginagamit. So it would be better for us na as much as possible Revit na yung gamitin. Kasi later on, ngayon hindi pa kasi siya directly connected with the AI. So as you can see, matalino na si Revit. How much more kapag na-embed na si AI sa kanya. Kumbaga, instead of ikaw na mag-move, siya na lang, and then i-analyze na lang niya based sa ano. So mas talaga the future in terms of Revit and AI, nakikita ko yung automation. So as much as possible, I suggest you guys to use Revit, practice it more. Kung meron kayong mentor, to coordinate with your mentor. Kasi while practicing Revit, I'm pretty much sure na kahit ako nai-stuck pa ako sa isang nai-stuck pa ako sa isang functions, yung ganun. Kung may kausap kasi kayo, mas madali, mas nasusolve nyo, and mas nagre-retain sa isip nyo kung ano yung proper na pag-solve ng problem sa Revit. Yun lang po. Yun lang.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Ren. And with that, may I request everyone to kindly open your camera for a photo opportunity. Sir Ren, could you please exit and stop
Sure,
sharing?
ma'am. Sure po.
Very much po, Sir Ren. Okay, all right. We have actually 2 panels. Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3, smile po. Hindi pala ako naka-on ng video. All right, there you go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Yes. Okay, we have another panel for a while po. All right, another one. 1, 2, 3, smile. Yes. Okay. There you go. Okay, sir and ma'am, allow me po to share the slide for our evaluation. Okay, here you go. Is it visible? Okay, there you go, ma'am. Sir, thank you very much for your participation today. And of course, to secure your certificate, kindly scan this QR code, and automatically you will receive your e-certificate. Just make sure, ma'am and sir, that you input the correct email. Okay? Okay. And also, I'm going to share the link to the evaluation in the chat box. Okay. Okay. For a while po ha. I'll stop sharing muna. Okay. A moment. Okay. All right, there. Okay, just click the link to secure your e-certificate. And all right, I think that would be all. Ma'am and sir, thank you very much for your participation. Sir Ren, thank you
Thank you
for
very much. Thank you very much,
the
guys.
discussion and presentation. Now, ma'am sir, is it okay now? Just let me know if okay po yung link. Okay? Yes, I can see heart reaction. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you very much once again for your participation
Thank you,
today.
everyone. Thank you for attending.
See you next Kapehan. Okay? Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sir Ren.
Thank you. Thank you, guys, again. Thank you.